Hello everyone, this is Maki. The story of Gundam Unicorn is fascinating. On my show, I've often delved into the mystery of the Laplace's box. This time, let's analyze the true wish concealed in Laplace's box. In doing so, we can discover connections to works depicting the distant future of the universal century. We can also uncover its relationship to the story of Hathaway's Flash. Additionally, we can find elements related to Gundam Unicorn too. So, let's analyze the mystery of Laplace's box together. Before we get into the main topic, I have a quick announcement to share. On my channel, I'm inviting support through membership. For just 99 cents a month, you can get a name badge and comment stamps. Now, let's begin the analysis. Let's start by analyzing the concept of possibility in the story of Unicorn Gundam. This word is important when studying the mystery of Laplace's box. In Volume 9 of the Gundam Unicorn novel series, a poem titled Sonnet to Orpheus is quoted. It was written by the Austrian poet Rainer Rilke. The poem is interpreted as describing the origin of a one-horned beast. Unicorns are mythical creatures. Yet, people nurtured the idea of the unicorn through the concept of the possibility of existence. Rather than feeding it grain or other food, they raised it through the imagination of possibility. Of course, this is just one interpretation. The poem itself does not provide detailed explanations. Please keep in mind that what I've shared includes my own interpretation and opinion. The idea is that the unicorn, a beast, was nurtured and raised by the possibility that sprouted within people's hearts. This is one reason the Unicorn Gundam is called the Beast of Possibility. The true reason, hidden within Laplace's box, is this very possibility. Up until now, I've shared many thoughts about the hidden meaning inside Laplace's box. I've discussed the truth behind the plot to assassinate the first president of the Earth's Federation government. I've also mentioned how its words, combined with powerful leaders or ideologies, could spark great wars. These are facts, not lies. The interpretation, meaning, and effect of Laplace's box change depending on who possesses it and how it is used. This is similar to the Gundam series, where the story's impression can shift greatly depending on each viewer's interpretation. This true meaning of Laplace's box guides the story toward a happy ending. The words engraved inside Laplace's box express the idea that humans are capable of understanding one another. The text was merely an administrative statement that a new humanity adapted to space should be actively involved in politics. However, Ricardo Marsnas and the others engraved these words with love and sincerity. Scientists believed that those who could accept and truly believe in Ricardo and his companion's prayer, humans can join hands with one another or the true new types. This is written in Volume 10 of the novel. If even 1 in 1,000 could notice this light, if unlike the past me, they could come to know that the world is not made up of despair alone, then that light will live on within them forever. It will dwell deep in their hearts and be passed on to their children and their children's children. It will continue until the day when all of humanity evolves into new types. I want to believe it will emit a faint glow in the darkness. This was Siam's prayer, and it is the true meaning of Laplace's box. It was neither evidence of political corruption nor an excuse for war. Siam's meaning for Laplace's box was a heart that believes in hope for the future. It is a prayer that can also be called possibility. So, what effect did Laplace's box actually have? At the beginning of the show, I mentioned that it led to a happy ending. But what specifically does that happy ending mean? It's the ending of Turn A Gundam. Yoshiyuki Tomino wrote Turn A Gundam as the destination that all Gundam stories eventually arrive at. The conclusion depicts the people of the moon and the earth joining hands and living together. While most of the attention usually goes to the protagonist Lauren and Queen Diana of the moon, let's shift our focus to the other characters. A memorable moment occurs when the businessman Gwen Sutline Ford and the soldier Mary Bell get attacked together. What they are doing is never explained. Gwen was a businessman born on Earth. Mary Bell is a soldier born on the moon. It's a subtle moment, but could it be interpreted as people born on Earth and in space joining hands? Of course, that's just one possible interpretation. They are only shown acting together. Since no words are spoken, we don't know if they're cooperating. However, the fact remains that humans from Earth and space are not killing each other but facing the same direction. How would you interpret this scene? Let's continue the analysis a little further. Full Frontal declared that the void of nothingness is the future of humanity. On the other hand, the final episode of Turn A Gundam is subtitled Golden Autumn. These are strikingly contrasting words. Of course, it's possible that this contrast is just a coincidence. There is no statement saying that Full Frontal's words were influenced by Turn A Gundam's final episode. How it is interpreted is left to each individual viewer. Nevertheless, the future described by Frontal and the far future of the universal century are fundamentally different. Could this be the result of Siam's prayer gradually being inherited by new types for respect and pass it on as a lighter possibility? Now, another important element of today's interpretation is worth mentioning. The story of Hathaway's Flash. Hathaway adopts the alias Maki and rebels against the Earth's Federation government. However, Hathaway isn't trying to destroy the Federation itself. He truly wants them to abandon the ideology that is ruining Earth's environment. He also believes that using mobile suits for terror is wrong. Nevertheless, he fights convinced that someday our actions will change the hearts of the people. Doesn't something about this remind you of another connection? Hathaway clings to the hope that there is still goodwill in the hearts of the Federation's people. Doesn't that resemble Siam's prayer for a heart that inherits the light? In the past, an official project called UC Next 100 depicting the future of the universal century was announced. Among its titles was something listed as Gundam Unicorn 2. Let's take a closer look at the Unicorn 2 timeline. It was set to depict events of Universal Century 104. Meanwhile, the story of Hathaway's Flash takes place in Universal Century 105. What exactly happened during that time? Is it possible that Banerjee and Hathaway met and spoke with each other? Of course, Unicorn and Hathaway's Flash are directed by different creators. Whether the two works will actually connect on screen is unknown. Still, I can't help but feel that Universal Century 104 carries some important meaning. It was the light that was the true wish placed into Laplace's box. What kind of story do you think Gundam Unicorn 2 will tell? If you'd like, please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you in the next show.